Hi guys, so I want to talk about digital ID and the mark of the beast. So we watched the clown, you know, put a crown on the clown, talk about digital ID. I don't entertain King Charles. He's an absolute fool, idiot. He was spilling his rubbish, sat there with a crown, a stolen diamond that they stole, yeah, on his head. So I want to talk about years and years ago, when I was living in Manchester. I live around the corner from Jehovah's Witness Hall, and I remember this so strongly, and it just took me back the other day when I was thinking about it. And we used to have a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses knocking our doors because we weren't too far away from the hall. But I always remember this certain person that turned up at my house, and it must have been about 15, 20 years ago when I was living there. And I even told my dad about this. And this guy knocked on the door, and I opened the door, and he had these scriptures in his hand from the Bible. And he was stood there, and he was quite strong in what he was saying. He was like, the beast is coming, the mark of the beast is coming, and you have to prepare for this time. And I'd say at that time I was quite scared. It was like he had about 3 scriptures in his hand, and it said 666 and all this. And I was like, oh, I don't want to entertain this, like. And he kept saying it, prepare yourself, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And he was just really quite scary in how he was coming across. And I did listen to him for a bit, but then I said, right, can you please go away? Because I had a child, and I was like, it was a bit scary what he was saying. And I always think about it now, because I remember telling my dad about it. I said, oh, this guy turned up from, I think, Jehovah's Witness, and he had these scriptures, and he was talking about the mark of the beast, and he said, we have to prepare for these times. And he kept saying it. And I always, I sit there and I think, mark of the beast, Mark Zuckerberg, the beast, it's AI, it's Facebook, it's social media, it's like internet. It's always been AI to me. AI is the Antichrist. And it was like way before all this happened. I think it was before Facebook. I'm sure it was. I'd say 15, I'd say more like 20 years ago, he knocked on my door. And this person was like, he was really strong in it. He was like, you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. And it just entered my head the other night, and I was thinking, oh my God, yeah, I did have a warning. And, you think about the digital ID and what it does now, and how it's like, they're trying to bring in this, they're saying it's for your protection, and, it's not, it's an invasion on your freedom. It's an invasion on your privacy. Everything is just not private anymore. You've got the Ring doorbells. Everything is like the Truman Show. We are just under surveillance constantly with our personal details and life. Everyone's going, people can go in your banks, people can just watch you. It's just really, really invasive, isn't it? And, I think about this chip. People say the chip in your hand, chip in your head. You think about your head, it's your pineal gland. And it's like you're watching like social media. It's like, this is an attack on your pineal gland, just watching a phone. And then the chip in the hand, you won't be able to buy anything unless you have this chip. Listen, when they tried to force certain people to do certain things back in 2019, I did not comply to that. I did not comply. I was never going to comply to anything where I was forced to do something and I lost everything through it. I was homeless, lost my job, don't speak to my family. Everything inside of me said no, absolutely not. You are not going to own me. You are not going to control me. It's not happening. And it's going to happen again, where you're going to be put in a position where you're going to have to choose your side. You're going to have to choose where you want to be in your life. Are you going to conform and comply, or are you going to resist and make that change? This is going to be another test for the humans. I say humans. It's fucking hell. I don't know why I say that, but it's true. It's another test. We went through a test back in 2019. Most people, well, quite a lot of people resisted it and stood their ground and said, no, we're not gonna give up our freedoms. We're not gonna give up what we believe in. We're gonna stand in our conviction. And I just keep getting Joan of Arc, this energy. Like, there's so many people who are so strong in this right now, who are not gonna comply, not gonna give away everything that we fought for. Even your ancestors, your granddads, your great granddads who fought in the war, they fought for this freedom so you could have that peace in your life. And now we're being so targeted again to give up our sovereignty. And for me, I will do it all over again. I will do it all over again, and I will fight. I will fight to say no. I will not comply. I will not stand down in what I believe in. And I will take it to where I need to take it to. It's just, I'm such a determined, resilient person that there's many people like us out there who are the warriors, the Vikings, this Celtic energy, which is so incredibly strong. And you are so strong for what you've been through. You've been through a lot, and your great grandkids and people in the future who are going to read about this in history books are going to be so incredibly proud of you for what you stood for, just like your ancestors stood for you. And they give up so much and sacrifice so much for you to have this freedom. And I will do that. I will stand so strong with my sisters and brothers, and it's not happening. I will not ever conform to anything like a chip in the hand, a chip in the head, or what. I would rather die and with my dignity than ever give up my freedom and what I believe in. That's how strong my passion is for this. So when people ask me about digital ID, and no, they can bring it out, they can do whatever they want, they can try, just like they did but there was the warriors that said no, and the warriors will say no again. And so good luck with that attempt, whatever you're going to do, good luck with it, but it's not on this timeline. It will be smashed out, it will not manifest. Certain people will comply, certain people will conform, and good luck to you. Good luck to you, and I wish you well. I really do wish you well, but not on my watch. It's not happening. And there's going to be many people that will resist it and say no, absolutely not. And this is why I just don't see it happening, because I didn't see with the first attempt that people were going to conform, and they didn't. They just didn't. They said no. And we are going to say no again. So do your best, whatever they want to do, and bring out whatever you want to bring out. But I am not going to have a stamp on my head. I am not a slave. I am not going to be like bought and paid and enslaved. It's not happening. So no, I will take it to where I need to take it, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll lose everything all over again, just for justice, and just for the next generation and the next generation of that. I will do my next generation proud, just as my ancestors did me proud. And I am so proud to be British, and I'm so proud of my ancestors for standing up for us guys and saying we will not accept this. So yeah, patriotic. And I know there's guys out there fighting today in London, and people are standing together. Well done to you. I hope you stay safe, and I hope you stay, in your power, in your sovereignty, because we are doing this for our grandchildren, our great grandchildren. I am so incredibly proud of you. I salute you. Please stay safe and stay in your power. But no, I am not conforming to no digital ID and none of that bullshit. Just like I didn't conform years ago to the other bullshit. No. Anyway, this is for entertainment purposes only. In case this triggers people, I don't really care. You just need to, you need to see it for what it is. And, at the end of the day, everything comes back to us, and we are the change. We are the power. power to the people. But if you do not